to another week of the Abusecartoons Livestream. So sorry I had a little weird false start there a few times. The touch was on the tablet and it kept controlling the OBS. That was very bizarre. Yeah, because it doesn't, the touch doesn't do palm rejection. So you can touch everything so the pen and your fingers can be doing things at the same time. So it was doing some really weird stuff. So sorry, I couldn't figure out what it was, but things got reset multiple times. And and there's a new graphics card. So hopefully no more complications. Yeah, so just replaced things. I found a decent price, not great, but a decent price. And figured I would stop trying to solve a problem that was never probably going to be fixed. So yeah, just new card. And yeah, none of the problems have happened before. And it's got, I kept a separate power supply, so hopefully then I'll make sure it's got plenty of power. So yeah, apologies for that horrible sudden cutoff last week. That was bizarre. I didn't even know what had happened, and I wasn't sure. I went back to look at the video, and you can tell it's the graphics card because it's kind of still running. There's a frozen frame, and then there's a frame still moving behind it, and yeah, it was very strange. So no more of that. All right. So I hope everyone is doing well. It's a rainy day here. I hate those seasons. So you get the cherry blossoms and then you get a couple of days of like strong wind and rain and it just strips the trees bare. So we'll see if that happens this year. And of course then the rain like plasters the petals to the ground. So it's not quite as nice as it could be. But we'll see. We'll see if we get one of those years or if we actually have a couple of nice days. It's hard to tell. It was very cold, so things have just started now. So we'll see what happens. All right. Oh, hey, Unknown Girl. How's it going? Casual Gamer. Oh, I got a 3060, the NVIDIA GTX 3060. I was replacing a 20. That 2060 Super is the thing that was crashing on me before. So I just went one generation up. I couldn't afford a 40. I couldn't afford the 4000s there. The prices, especially in Japan, are insane. They're like, I think the cheapest was like $3,000, almost $3,000. But yeah, it seems to be plenty, and the power supply is handling it okay. So yeah, and the funny thing is, especially the GPU prices here, a 3060 and a 2060 Super were about the same price. They were literally like less than $100 price difference. So hopefully, but I'm not sure. I didn't do a ton of research. I was just mostly going by the prices. And it's scary too how many people are trying to move used video cards on auction sites and Amazon and stuff. That's pretty creepy because you have no idea what the source of any of that is. But yeah, so and it allows me to get back to some PC gaming, which is good because I had no idea because my graphics card had been so bad I hadn't launched hadn't run any games in a long time on the system, but I also hadn't tried the cloud gaming on the Xbox Game Pass, and it's pretty amazing. Japan only got it maybe less than a year ago. It wasn't available for a while, but that's pretty cool to be able to go from console to so any games that are on both Xbox and PC, it saves all your progress and your basically I think like PlayStation Now, you're streaming the game, but it'll run on multiple devices, and you can just pick up where you left off. So that was pretty amazing, and especially without having to install or anything. And the internet here is fast enough that there's no. I wasn't playing anything that was really twitchy, but there's no noticeable lag or anything. So it was pretty impressive. I hadn't tried that before, and as soon as the video card was working, that was the first thing I did. Nice. I was running a 1080 Ti. I was able to snag. Oh, a 380. Oh, nice. Oh, Anungra, I woke up this morning to thunder being extremely loud. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, especially when it scares when it scares pets, that means it is loud. That's crazy. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the thing that I was worried about. And I was wondering if that's what because it was a it's just a little HP mini tower. It was like a pre-built um PC that I got, but I was wondering if if that's what was wrong with that card, because it was the other strange thing about it is the power supply in this the mini tower was not enough. It was only like 380 watts or something, and they recommended for the 260 to at least be 500 or 550. So I don't know if it was what was going on. So I thought originally that was the problem. That's why I got the additional power supply, and that didn't seem to fix it. And then all the upgrading the BIOS and stripping out all the drivers, reinstalling the drivers. I did everything that you could possibly do to get that running, and it just looked like. But I was worried that the problem with the card. It wasn't a problem with the card; that it was the motherboard. That was the other thing people were saying as a possible cause. So I swapped it out to a machine I had at my office, and it did the exact same thing. As soon as you run anything too graphics intensive, the card itself just crashes, just goes completely blank. Your system's still running. It's just there's no graphics support at all. So so it must be the card. So yeah, it needed replaced. So yeah, that really sucks. I don't know what, and it was out of warranty because it had been over 2 years. So that I wasn't. I don't think it's. Nothing I can do to get it replaced. So yeah, I'm wondering if it was just a bad card, or if something about the lousy system configuration hurt it. Yeah, thanks, Casual Gamer. Yeah, that was bugging the hell out of me, because I thought for sure I could solve it. I thought for sure I could figure out, because it had run, for almost 2 years with no problems, and then it just started doing that thing where it just went out, and it wasn't like a where like the computer blue screens or crashes. It just like if I was playing audio, I could still hear the audio. I could still control things. It's just the graphics completely crashed. It was very strange. And you never know, like doing streaming and everything that I'm doing on this system, it's impossible to. At first, I had no idea what exactly the cause was, and then I wasn't able to launch games anymore, and so it just gradually got worse and worse. Fun. Yeah, thanks Unknown Girl for the encouragement though in the comments last week. That was a sudden defeat there. I had no idea what that was going to look like on the streaming end. All right. Yeah, so now I can run through some Mass Effect, that legendary edition of Mass Effect. Although I remember reading they did some changes that they shouldn't have. They did some little censoring in that game, but that's cool. That's on the cloud for Game Pass. So between the console and the PC, I'll get through that one of these days. And it's got all the DLC too. That's pretty awesome, because I don't think I've played all the DLC. And Mass Effect was one of those games. I had a 360 an Xbox 360 when I first came to Japan, and the Mass Effect series was one of the games that I bought the Asian release of. So basically, it's compatible because that's back in the day when they were Xbox games were they were region protected. So Japan and America were different regions, and you couldn't play Japanese games on an American Xbox. So the only thing you could play is Asian release games because they're exactly actually just the identical to the American release with just like a Chinese translation of the manual, and and Chinese text on the cover. So I had I have the whole Mass Effect series for Xbox in Chinese, but they were really cheap too. They were about half the price of the Japanese release for new. I mean, they were like, legitimate releases with the holograms and everything. But they were just a half-assed, localization for the Asian market. So all they did is do a little translation. And I think, the subtitles were already built in on the American release. So they just called that the Asian release as well. And I think maybe gave it a different SKU, but the disc itself is identical. So that was my way to survive with gaming for a while. And then after the 360 was over, that ended. And I think now, because the Xbox failed so bad in Japan, that there's no region blocking. Like, I think you can play. I think everything is basically whatever your system is set for. The subtitles or the dialogue will be there. I don't think there's much produced for Japan anymore either. They're not trying so much. But so I've got a funny set of Mass Effect. So I didn't play all the DLC because my version I was playing anyhow was so wonky that I didn't end up upgrading. Is this? Yeah, this is at 50, right? Yeah. But so hopefully that'll be the end of the technical problems for a while. All right. So I'm not sure. Probably sometime this weekend, because it happens pretty fast. So this weekend or next week, early next week, will be the peak, kind of the full bloom for the cherry blossoms here. And the cool thing about that is once they hit the peak, that means that all the blossoms are open on all the trees, and that means then the petals start to fall. They do start a little bit, some of the earliest blossoms start before that, but then it really starts to come down. So any little breeze or any little fluctuation drops a bunch of petals. So it just looks like it's snowing for a couple of days everywhere. So that's nice. And like I was saying earlier, I hope it doesn't rain and the wind and everything just blows everything down. That does happen some years. You look outside and like the trees are bending over, the wind is so strong, and the petals are just being stripped off. Those years, because you wait all winter for this kind of thing to start happening, and then it turns into one of those huge disappointments. So we'll see. And the tourists are back in full strength, but not the Chinese groups though. So there must be some restrictions still, or probably on the Chinese side. Ban on tour groups, because those are the things that are really brutal, because it's just like a hungry pack of rats released into a shop where these tour buses pull up in front of a shop that they've kind of either they're paid to stop at, or there's some interest by the group, and just these ravenous tourists jump out and just buy everything they can and jump back on. So it's mostly stores that sell a lot of like typical like the plastic model kits, or toilet seats. So they go into like electronics shops or pharmacies also. So drugstores where they have a bunch of like health supplements and things. I think there's some Japanese health supplements that they love in China that they can't get, or maybe they don't trust the quality of. So people just are running through aisles of drugstores here with armloads of these, green drink things, whatever, these strange bottles and packets of various things. Yeah. And at the airport, I've seen people, most of their luggage is just like the Toto washlet toilets, the ones that like separate, though they're independent from the actual, basin itself, and just strapped together, just like with those nylon strapping shipping things, all strapped together to be like loaded on as luggage, because they'll just go home and resell them. Yeah, I wonder how much that's going to change, because I know there was some effort to for some Japanese companies to build factories in China to produce those in-demand things. But there's also a thinking that stuff made in Japan is going to be more reliable, so they don't want the Chinese-made Japanese goods. They want the Japanese-made Japanese goods. So never ends. Yeah, and this side of the country too is a little bit more popular with Chinese tourists. I think because you get some bargains, and there's also maybe business to be done here, more so than other parts of the country. We'll see. Yeah, Unknown Girl. Yeah, the PlayStation is like the video game console here. I don't know any Japanese that actually bought an Xbox. I think I was the only person buying Japanese Xbox games that I ever met. Because I ended up buying, I was doing that Chinese thing for a while, and then I ended up, once the price dropped, I bought a Japanese 360, and then could buy, the clearance games and stuff. And that one, the Japanese one, was the one that ended up getting the red ring of death and needing. They did it was a pretty good program though. It was like only like $40 or something here for the auto repair for that, whatever that was, the CD or the DVD drive or whatever that was faulty, that was red ringing all those consoles. They replaced that very cheaply and free shipping and everything. So I sent it away, and it came back, and it's been running ever since. It's still operational. But yeah, the Xbox, they really tried hard for that 360 release to pay off a bunch of studios and developers to do exclusive games, and especially Japanese exclusive games. Oh, but that was a thing I just saw in the list of games that were being deleted from the Xbox shop, the Xbox Live shop or whatever it's called. A lot of those are gone. A lot of like Blue Dragon and what was the Final Fantasy guy? I forget. But there were a couple of probably very expensive games that were produced for the Japanese market specifically, and they might sell okay in the US, and they're actually deleting them from the store. So unless you have a physical disc, you can't even get those games anymore. I think they're both on the PC, so it's not like you can't play them. There's PC versions of them, PC ports. But that's so strange that I guess the regime changed or whatever, so they don't see any value in those probably insanely overpriced productions at the time. Hey, Yum, how's it going? Yum's got family stuff. We understand. We forgive you. The cartoons have not been as good, and the lighters have all been pretty faulty looking. Anytime I draw a Zippo, it's just not the same. But yeah, it's good to have you back. Yeah, it's really funny. And so I guess, but the Nintendo, the Switch as well. I probably, because the PlayStation was so hard. It still is. The PlayStation 5 is still so hard to get. They're still doing lotteries and things here at the shops that get them in. The what is it? Nintendo, the Switch has done really well in Japan as also, and also because they're starting to release a bigger variety of games, mostly digitally, but you can play, almost anything that's not too graphic intensive on the Switch. I think it's still a step down graphically, but it's portable. And I guess they're working on a follow-up. They're working on a sequel to the Switch, which would probably just be a more powerful Switch. Because I don't think they're going to do better. Design-wise, I don't think they're going to do better than that. That's pretty clever to have a portable that you can just put in a cradle and then it sends the video to the television. All they need to do is get that to do 4K, and they're in business. All right. Yeah, we're going through the archive too. Yeah, the lighters don't get any better. I did draw the measuring tape correctly once though, so a few points for that one. All right. Yeah, I'm looking a little strange today. The sorry. The line work is looking a little weird. Yeah, I didn't see any sort of St. Patrick's Day celebration here at all. That's funny. I thought for some reason some Irish Americans would do something. But I guess maybe it's embarrassing because it's such an illegitimate holiday when you're surrounded by people from the UK and Australia and everything. I don't think they can get anybody into it. But that was funny. 0 St. Patrick's Day in Japan. All right. Oh, they've started to do, I don't know what they are. I don't think they're bamboo, but they're some kind of like lightweight wood. They started to do wooden or paper. I guess some of them are paper, but I've also seen wooden versions, kind of like the wooden disposable chopsticks. Wooden forks, or kind of particle, like not MDF, like not like that, but similar to that, some kind of like recycled cardboard forks. Like they're actually not doing plastic forks anymore here. That's just bizarre. But forks are pretty rare. I think the only thing that people eat with forks is cake. Like, cake shops often give you a fork. But yeah, they're starting to not do plastic forks now. It's getting crazy. And even maybe it's true everywhere else too, but it just happened here where McDonald's stopped doing plastic straws. So that red and yellow striped McDonald's straw is gone. Now it's just that weird waxy paper one that they give you. So the end of an era. I guess this clamshell, the styrofoam clamshells, went back in the 90s, and now their iconic plastic straws are gone. Yes. Yes, Unknown Girl. Yeah, I agree. Those forks are terrible. They barely function, and you don't want to let them soak up any salad dressing or anything, or else they're just gonna not work at all. All right. Oh, really? With with wrapped bananas? Japanese market with paid wrapped bananas. Mm. Yeah, they get fruit gets a little crazy here. I think I was talking about the what were they, $8 or I forget. They were really expensive, like individual strawberries that were close to $10 a berry. Like they were, it was under that I think, but yeah, really ridiculous. There are these perfect strawberries, but it's pretty it's pretty severe. I don't know. How bad would you feel like if you spent, you know, probably less than $10 US, but if you spent like $10 on a strawberry after you ate it, you're like, wow, that was really good. Wow, that was $10. uh, it's funny how like the prices of things is so easily uh, dated or kind of obsolete information that scene in Pulp Fiction when John Travolta's trying to a $5 shake. Wow, I really want to try a milkshake that costs $5 because that's insane. What an insane price for a milkshake. I think I've paid $12 for milkshakes since then. Uh, yeah, it's a very rare thing here. Like a decent shake, especially, is a very rare thing here. They have the whatever that weird thing the fast food restaurants do, but an actual milkshake that they've put in a blender and actually put ice cream and things in it is insanely expensive here. And so is pie. So is fruit pie. If you can find it, it's going to be like $8 a slice. All right. Yeah, right. Yeah, what if it was like a sour, yeah, or flavorless strawberry that you paid all that money for? Yeah, the buyer's remorse must be pretty high. Even if it was really delicious, you'd still be, was that worth it? Hmm. Yeah, they have a lot of cake shops here, like very kind of high end cake shops, and they call a slice a cut. So they'll say one cut is a certain price. And it's usually like $7 or $8 um, for one piece of like expensive cake, and there'll usually be like 12 pieces. But then the price for the whole, so if you bought the whole cake, it's like $60 or $70, maybe a little bit more than it, but it's still probably cheaper than buying per slice. But they're gigantic cakes. But there's a couple of shops that have these really funny, like they're so painful to buy by the slice, but you would never probably be able to eat an entire cake. Like you'd have to have a lot of people. But yeah, everything is sold by the cut here, which was hard to understand at first. They don't, for some reason, they don't use slice or piece. They say cut. Oh. But yeah, with the American inflation, though, Japanese prices don't seem crazy at all. They seem, yeah, right about average. Because they were saying like some places the Big Macs were going up over $5. It's like $5 for a Big Mac? Jeez. If that thing is ever more than $3, you're paying too much. Uh, mm. Yeah, right. There's a lot of, yeah. They do. It's the funny thing. I think because of the limited farming, farmable, whatever it's called, farmland here, they've gone quality over quantity. So yeah, the stuff that's actually grown in Japan is insanely good, but insanely expensive. Just like the beef and everything, they don't have the huge land to do cattle, so you get the wagyu or the Kobe style beef. So you get very amazing beef, but not very much of it. So it's expensive, very expensive. All right. So how about I like this mug? It's kind of a strange drawing. Oh, actually, it's really lopsided too. What, this one or this one? Maybe this one. The chubby handle on that is very appealing. Anything with a chubby handle. All right. I was thinking something like this. Might be interesting. Let's see if I can fix that milk carton a little bit. There we go. Oh, yeah, I guess it didn't do much. Just that side out. Oh my God! Yeah, the Australian dollar is crazy. I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep doxing you, unknown girl. Yes, the price differences are crazy. That's nuts. $8.50. Yeah, so the meals here, like this, the sets at the fast food restaurants are. Uh-oh. What was that? Are you seeing a flickering? That was weird. My monitor flickered a little bit. Maybe it still is. Is the refresh rate okay? Yeah, that's weird. Wonder if I'm still having driver. If I still don't have the best possible driver here. Yeah, that was weird. The system kind of froze for a little bit, and they got it. I think this monitor is doing a little flicker thing. Oh, wait, what's happening? Is it okay? Oh, so what is actually going out now? Let me check and see. Yeah, okay. My preview got weird. Yeah, something just happened. Something just Oh, then chat just oh yeah, chat's gone. Well, so much for that chat, that pesky chat. That was weird. So that's a restream thing. Restream choking again. Um, where is it? It disappeared. Oh, there it is. Wait, come on, restream chat. That's weird. Yeah, I think maybe restream. Let me see if it will. Whoa, hello. If it'll give me the chat again. Wow, what is going on? Very strange. Okay, so just have it generate the chat deal again. Weird. It's so fun to okay. So let me try to. There's always something. What's going on? Okay, so something happened. Sorry, the chat is going off the screen. I can still see you guys. Yes, something happened. Yeah, that was weird. Something just flickered and then chat disappeared. And who knows how any of that is related. Yeah, weird. I can't get it to come back. Yeah, it just crashed. Yeah, I put the key back in, but it's not finding it. So some kind of connection with OBS and Restream just died. Well, just know that I can see your chat. Yeah, but with an let's see, like an 850 Big Mac where you are, unknown girl, that means the per hour, your hourly wage has to be a bit higher than that. Because I can't imagine not being able to afford fast food working at a fast food place. All right, so we want this and this, and where's this little note? So something with the three of these. Yeah, there's something odd with the refresh on this. Yeah, the driver is that's the nightmare. Is the drivers for the graphics card and then the drivers for the tablet a lot of times conflict, and when they're updated, sometimes you can't get like the tablet won't display right. It's because it's a pretty old tablet, and so they have to update the specific driver for this tablet every time Windows does a update that affects the graphics functionality. It's really frustrating because it doesn't seem like it should be so. But there's just something that constantly is in conflict, and it gets knocked out every time. And when it forces, sometimes when Windows forces an update, it takes a while for me to get this thing working again. Oh, wait, actually, is this what's flickering? What's flickering? There is something flickering. It's a little bit wrong, like a refresh rate that's a little bit wrong. So I'm seeing a little bit of a flicker. Something strange. Oh yeah, let me see. Hopefully, so hold on for a sec. Hopefully this doesn't affect the stream, but let me just turn this off and on and see if that helps. Oh yeah, it is the tablet. Oh, this thing better not die. Oh my god. Oh, this thing better not die. That would be the worst. If I'm seeing a flicker, that could mean that the backlight for the panel is going. Oh, that would be the worst. Yeah, because this thing is more than 10 years old. And I was just looking at the new. Yeah, see, that's what you don't do. You never look at the new model. I was just at the electronics shop looking at the new model of this, which is like $4,000, almost $5,000, and just the stand for this newest version of this tablet is $650, almost $700, and then the tablet itself is almost $4,500. So over $5,000 if I want like the latest upgrade of what this is. I think I can get this for a used version. I used one of these for like $500-$600 now. But can you believe that price? What could it possibly do? Or what could possibly... Because it's a lot thinner. It doesn't have the bezel. It doesn't have the big bezel and like all the buttons and stuff. The buttons are kind of on the side or underneath maybe. And it's very thin. But other than that, I don't know why it costs so much. Yeah, but that was shocking. So yeah, this thing better not die. That would really suck if it's not a driver thing. It's actually the tablet giving up the ghost. Because I just got a graphics card. I just put a new graphics card in here. I cannot replace this tablet. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the computer that this is running on is not that much. Not even close to that much. Not even half of that. So yeah, I can't even imagine. Yeah, and it's not, you can't use it. It's not a computer. There's no processor in it or anything. It's just a tablet. It's basically just a monitor with a touch screen built into it. So I don't know what it does that's so amazing. But you still need a computer, yeah. And you still need a decent computer. So that's another, $1,500, $2,000 to be able to use it at a decent resolution and everything. So that's just insane. Yeah, there's a really... Oh, please don't die. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll have to check if there's an update. Oh, am I... No, not freezing yet. I'll have to check if there's an update for this on the website. Oh, yeah, if this is dying, I'm going to be in trouble. We're going to have to start a GoFundMe to just be able to do this, this free stream. Or it's going to have to be paid a very exclusive Platinum Members Club live stream. God. It's so depressing, yeah. And it's funny, too, when things, things seem to have, like, everything has, like, a 10-year lifespan now, like a washer and dryer or a computer or whatever, like 10 years maximum, and then it's completely useless. Or it just like, fails in some like bizarre catastrophic way. So when you buy things at the same time, then you can have that simultaneous failure, which is just wonderful. Where it's just like, it's too much, like financially it's too much to replace all at the same time, so you just have to go without. Yeah, I'm gonna be shooting over my shoulder again with my webcam onto a monitor. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, right, I'll just get my phone and snack. Yeah, if this dies, it's no longer a cartoon stream. Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. It's like, okay, cartoons, no more cartoons. Start a new channel. Because I haven't monetized this channel, so I'll just start a new channel. All snacks all the time. And then you can watch me take my diabetes medicine after eating so many snacks. And you can watch the foot amputation surgery and everything live. Now that's a much more interesting channel. Yeah, this flicker is bad. I really hope this isn't a oh man, this isn't, I hope it's a driver thing, because otherwise that's crazy. But yeah, it must be because it just kind of, we had that hiccup when the chat died, and then I started noticing the flicker, so it must be system related. But we can't stop now. I'll just have a headache later, I'm sure. All right. How about a wireless mouse felt so distant? The lack of connection. That's a terrible mouse. Let's see. All right. Yeah, my drawing is really weird today. It's a totally different style from anything before. Yeah, it's that bad 70s cartooning style. Everything's a little wavy, like everyone's got flare, bell bottoms on, and weird wings in their hair. All right. That's it. Mouse is a little big, or this is a little small. Maybe make the tower a little bit bigger. Oh, I guess it's okay. It's a mini tower. Just a little bit more, maybe. All right, we'll just do that. Yes, I can draw a dying a dying computer in need of an update. Yes. Yeah, I got a few shoddy drawings past Yum when she wasn't here, so that's good. Yeah, right. Sentient. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, we're done. We're done tolerating this rambling and drawing. Okay, yeah, let's do something weird. I'm trying to think of so like maybe just a dark gray, and I'll put some weird like lights on it or something. A dark gray case. Yeah, because I don't think they make beige cases anymore. And then a weird light colored mouse. There we go. Something like that, and like a weird, oops, green power. Yeah, should I do something? Oh yeah, maybe some other kind of cheesy gaming LED. All right. and maybe a logo on the mouse, just because there's nothing else going on. Okay, wait. Let me turn this off for a second. See if this is it. Boom. Oh. Oh, hey, you can still see me. Just the green doesn't key very well. Oh, maybe it's the bulb. Maybe it's this light. I can't tell. Something's got a weird flicker. That was strange. Okay. Right. I'm just trying to ruin this stream. There we go. Something like this. Yeah, actually, I don't know. I can't tell. I'll have to figure it out later. I can't tell if it's the overhead or what it is. Yeah, full strength. Nice. Yes, the red ring of death on an Xbox. I've actually seen that. I had two though, and only one did that. So I consider myself lucky. But the repair program in Japan, like I was saying, is pretty good. But yeah, that was terrifying though when that happened. It's so, like, why would they have that built in? Why would it do like such a sinister thing, like a death, blood colored warning? Your Xbox is no longer working. It's been taken over by evil. And I think it was something in the faulty drives. They put like cheap DVD drives or whatever those were in there, and I think that's the thing that was causing those red rings. So if they just would have, yeah. And the thing that was so crazy is I think Microsoft ended up reporting that the failure rate on those consoles was really, really high. Like, it was disturbingly high. And they just repaired them and just kind of rolled with it to compete with PlayStation, just to get it out there. All right. There we go. Yeah, this does look very Xbox, doesn't it? A failed design. The wireless mouse was feeling a little distant. Something stupid like that. Or a oops, no, I didn't close or driver as yeah, I don't know. Driver issues. All right. All right, I don't know. Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah. No, I think I've had just like temporary, when I was like a teenager, I did like temporary dye because I always had like dishwater blonde hair. So, but it's always like really fine. So I don't think it would survive. Like, if I bleached it to color it, I don't think I would. It would have survived. It would have done well. But yeah, I did some temporary. They had that. I think that stuff just started coming out, like in the 80s. That that stuff that washes out eventually. What the hell did I just do? Okay. But that was as far. Yeah, and it wasn't. I think that the chemistry has gotten so much better since I was a kid, because they can do all of those, like, gradient colors and stuff now, and I think you don't have to like totally destroy your hair to get it to to lighten it up enough to actually be able to dye it. I can't believe the colors that people can do now that would have been like the Fifth Element, like the actress Mila Jovovich in the Fifth Element was talking about how by the end, I think she had to wear a wig actually by the end of it because they had bleached her hair so much to get that orange dye that her hair was just like breaking off at the root. So yeah, not that long ago, because that was like what, 90s, early 2000s. They didn't have the technology to not like totally destroy your hair. Whoops. Trying to make it some, crazy anime color. Yeah, maybe not that light. But yeah, something must have changed in the chemistry. Oh, it was just black. But I looked terrible. I was so pale anyhow that with black hair. I looked terrible. It was just temporary black. And yeah, it was it didn't do much. Oh yeah. Those knockoff, yeah, I love those joy stations or whatever, all those like Chinese, like they obviously have the dye to make the injected molds for the cases for an actual like PlayStation or an actual, whatever, Sega Genesis or whatever, these old dyes somewhere, and they use them to make those knockoff video game consoles that are usually just like an Android, like a Raspberry Pi running Android inside with a bunch of ROMs on it. Yeah, those are awesome. There's a couple of YouTubers that do like great surveys of those. Like every time a new one comes out, they'll review it, and they're all pretty much, yeah, there's not much variation. All pretty much the same thing. But they look. I love the knockoff iPhones and stuff. It's so funny how it's just like, yeah, you send your designs to a Chinese factory and you have no idea what's going to happen to them after the production run. I wonder if there's like contracts now, or that companies want contracts with these Chinese manufacturers that say destroy the molds, destroy everything, the dyes and everything to create these components after it's over. But they don't have to comply with that either. They can say, "Yep, okay, they're gone." Oh, nice. The color of the cup. Oh, wow. You've got like a powder blue. Nice. Eyeliner and frowning in pictures. Yeah, sometimes a little eyeliner, mostly when I was not in the country. But yeah, mostly just like for like concerts and stuff. I never was one of those kids that could get away with that at school or anything. It was already rough enough. But yeah, the yeah. So yeah, spent most of my like high school years with like bad Jesus and Mary chain kind of mop top rat's nest hair. So that didn't go over very well in some situations. Yeah, that's what I thought. Black would work. Yeah, big Cure fan and all that in high school. And that was still before they became more pop star darlings. It's like I think everything they released after I was out of high school I absolutely hated. I only like Cure music when like Robert Smith was on heroin or whatever he was taking during like Faith and 17 Seconds and Pornography. Anything after Disintegration I can't even go near. All right. I don't know what's happening in this one, but we'll figure it out later. Oops. Yeah, Friday I'm in love. That's terrible. Get out of here with that. Yeah, it's funny, but I'm really I keep noticing that I really only like a band's like first couple of rough, young kind of trashy rough albums, and as soon as they like get picked up by a big label or get real get more sophisticated, like technically sophisticated, I start to drop off. There's a lot of bands that once they lose that kind of angry young feeling, they get really uninteresting. All right. Are these eyes too big? They feel a little bit big. Uh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, unknown girl. Wonder where their connection went. I think yeah, for the mouse. Yeah, they just didn't get it, man. Well, I had the horrible yeah, my timing was so bad because everyone like I listened to just like, a bunch of alternative crap in high school. That was really hard to get. It was like there weren't radio stations or maybe a couple of like university radio stations and stuff playing stuff. But it was uh hard to get and find a lot of music. So we ended up trading a lot of stuff. Like anytime you'd get a chance to go to a decent record store and then you just share like you dub everything on a cassette. Cassette. I'm gonna sound ancient, but the timing really sucked because there was like all of like the jocks and the preps and everybody was listening to either like hair metal or like really cheesy top 40 stuff. But my last year of high school was when Nirvana broke. So suddenly everyone is listening to Nirvana. So then that Seattle thing, the grunge popularity, like just immediately blurred the line. So people didn't discriminate between music, and then people like Nirvana for a lot of people was a gateway into Jesus and Mary Chain or The Cure or other alternative stuff, which really isn't super obscure, but suddenly it became like all legitimate, and people were like, and so like the last Cure concert I went to in like the early 90s or whatever, it was just all the same people that listened to Poison and Motley Crue in the locker room at football practice. So it was very strange that suddenly like music didn't create cliques or wasn't like an identifying part of your clique anymore. And that was all pre-internet too. I think the internet probably just made that even worse. But that was a really bizarre thing. And maybe it was like when I because I my last year was homestay, so I didn't spend my last year at the high school. And then when I came back and I used their art room to put together my portfolio for art school, the stuff that everyone was listening to and the whole atmosphere was totally different. There was like so much less. I mean, it's so weird. There was like so much like less division between like little social groups and stuff. It was really strange. So it was almost like there was this armistice or something. There had been a peace brokered between all the cliques of high school, just because it's like they found this weird common ground with Nirvana. Very funny. Nice. Yes. All right. Okay, well, we have something going on and a note involved. Okay, well, I did something to Photoshop that's strange. Oh, it's... Oh, boy. Yeah, it's some weird mode. Hey, you don't see menus anymore, do you? All right. Oh, maybe I'll put it on a different layer. I'll put some coffee in the cup or something. Something in the cup. Oy, oy, oy. Maybe bring that down a little bit. But, yeah, that kind of stuff was so funny. It was just, yeah, really odd. But people haven't stopped hitting each other, so they must have found other reasons to do it. And that was like nobody could even have imagined the school shootings and things at the scale that they were. I would imagine definitely the school that I was at. I don't think they have had one, but yeah, it was a powder cake. So I can imagine that happening, but who knows? All right. Nice. Cottage pie. Unknown girl is cooking. Okay. So, yeah, here we go. All right. So, yeah, let's go to the... oh, come on. Oh, it's not letting me focus. There we go. Oh, that's right. I don't know how to switch between files now. Ah, this is ridiculous. So what did I do here? I switched into some kind of weird mode. Wait a minute. Let's see if I can... What's the layout? Oh, workspace. Yeah, there we go. Let's go back to something. Graphics and web motion. Oh, I hate this. Okay, there we go. Oh no, we still don't have... Ah, shoot. Yeah, I did something. I hit some key combination that lost me my... Yeah, lost me my ability. So how do I flip between... Is there a Photoshop shortcut for flipping between... open files? Oh, I love how everything that you search now has a YouTube video. Tilde key. Really? That's gonna do something. It doesn't do anything. Tilde, 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 nothing. Switch between open documents. Press Control Tab. Control Tab. Okay, let's try that. Control Tab. There, it does it. Okay. There we go. Oh, wow. Oh, nice. Passive aggressive. Yeah, definitely a passive aggressive note. Control Tab. That's something I'm never going to use again. All right. Well, let me at least flip between these and save the files. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the comments. And yeah, the chat must have totally crashed. Thank you, Restream. You're amazing. Yeah, it's funny. There's people that I think have And they probably do like they auto generate these videos. They probably use some software to generate them, but they create like pronunciation videos and stuff. And it's just like a, 20-second video where somebody says, and, and like they pronounce the word and 3 times. And so if you ever search that, how to pronounce something, it'll come up and they'll get the ad revenue from you searching how to pronounce, whatever. So they must just go through dictionaries or whatever. But yeah, I really hate that. And maybe Google, that's just their way to get traffic to YouTube. But the top search results so often are a video to, showing you how to do something. And it's always garbage. Like they don't actually, vet these videos or check them in any way, because they're usually very low quality. They should do it by, like and dislike. If something has been thumbs down into, downvoted into oblivion, it shouldn't be a top search result for like, how to tie a tie or whatever. It's very strange. All right. So here we are. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, this was last week. Yeah, you missed this one. Yum, yes. So Japanese beer, enjoying the enjoying the springtime. Nice. Okay. Well, let's go back in time to September. I think it's 2009. Beer and Japanese cherry trees. Sorry, where's my little list here? September 1st. September 1st, 2009. September, so we'll do September, October, November. Crackers. So yeah, September 1st, this crackers me up. He was sick of being full of crackers until he wasn't anymore. All right. And then he wished he was full of crackers. September 3rd, he no longer felt filled with all new materials. Oh, I should have put a tag. Yeah, I guess having an unzip, but I should have put that tag, like, filled with all new materials. Some of these are so funny. Some of these, I like they should have put emphasis on some of these. All right, September 8th. Come on. Yeah, I've had that happen a few times. I wonder if that's the site or my internet connection. Herbal medicine saw himself as a good alternative with a really bad taste. Excellent coloring today. The bottle actually looks shiny. Oh, nice. Have a 13 years ago like. This is Japanese too. This is like those little tonics and elixirs and stuff. They're always in these little weird brown glass medicinal bottles. All right. September 10th. They were only in it for the points. What's your point? Hey, some of these are actually funny. I wonder how many people have read before they're like, geez. And I think especially if you start at the beginning, it's probably pretty long before anything gets funny. Apparently each missed its mark, as they were all still pointless. Nice. Some of these are actually funny. All right. September 15th. That pillow one is questionable. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you've never done that, Yum, you have to do that. Is sitting in the parks or under the trees and it's just snowing. It's just a little pink confetti snow the whole time. All right, September 15th. The cheaper things the cheaper things change, the more things stay the same. What? Wait, the cheaper things changed, the more things stayed the same. Oh, what am I trying to do here? The cheaper things changed, the more things stayed the same. I don't have any idea what's going on. Nobody likes this one because it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I like the title because it causes one to think of things outside the box. He's abusing domestic items for a laugh. There we go. Well, somebody isn't angry and offended. There's something. So it's supposed to be a dipstick and an air filter. Or the cheaper things change, the more things stayed the same. So the more things changed, the more things stayed the same. That's really why. Complete unfathomable comic with the titles. Clever wordplay, folks, violence against women. What's not to like? Awesome. Yeah, but what's the point? I guess dipsticks never change. Oh, we're gonna have a domestic abuse argument. I sacrifice a little accuracy for the sake of clever wordplay, which is never a good thing. I think it's fair to say that the vast majority of okay, there we go. I wonder what I'm missing something here. I wonder if it's a typo or something that's screwing things up. The more, the cheaper. Yeah, that's funny. Cheap oil change, yeah. Yeah, I think I was going for like a Jiffy Lube because that's what they do. They they do oil changes and air filters cheap. The cheaper things change. Oh, I wish I knew what I was trying to do. It's funny that it turned into a what is wrong with the title of this cartoon? Anyhow, moving on. Actually, let me go back to that someday and see what's going on. All right. So September 17th, he just didn't get butterscotch. Okay, so thinking about it, I'm figuring maybe the candy bar is he that doesn't get butterscotch, which is what he is thinking when he stares at the bag of butterscotch. Is that the joke? But he's got a lot of comments. A lot of like, okay, this one I understand. Can someone explain it to me? Seriously, someone explain it to me. Where are the new strips? Oh, Trisha, yeah, I must have. Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe this, I just recently switched to the weird schedule. Okay, thinking about it. Yeah. Weird. Didn't get butterscotch. September 22nd. He wished he was one of those books people only wanted to look like they have read. Instead of having pages torn. I know the feeling. It's so funny. Now that's funny. Each one of these needs that comment. September 24th. Once the carbonation was gone, everything else soon followed. Company drinks, please. I dilute mine with excessive amounts of ice. Yikes. September 29th. Lunch, like romance, started cold and dry, turned insanely hot, and was over before it became enjoyable. Should maybe make it I guess no, this isn't microwave lunch, it's instant noodles. Yikes. Got Trisha hooked. Awesome. Have you ever heard or read Physical Congress described so accurately? Not always, mind you, but certainly sometimes in my youth. The sad smile on the lunch bar looks like postcoital depression. Postcoital depression. So this is a cartoon about microwaves and postcoital depression. Where does the hot part of the lunch come in? The microwave, silly. Yeah. Like the boiling water or the microwave. Nice. Uh, yeah. I'm definitely copying and pasting some of these brutal things out of here. I need to go back and say, listen, some of these people like could have actually passed away. That's the funny thing. Like people in these comments could have actually left this mortal coil before I actually read their comment. All right. October 1st, 2009. The salt from the tortilla chips turned a bottomless margarita into another lost weekend. Searching for my lost salt shaker. More margaritas, the better. Okay, so get more tequila, forget the margarita mix. All right, a lost weekend joke. October 6th. They suspected their use against harmful ultraviolet rays was racially motivated. Huh? Yeah, I think there was probably some blackface or some controversy that was inspired by. But that is the funny thing that that it's changing your skin color is fashionable if it's UV related. I don't know it. Wait. October 8th, he felt total apathy in the fight against tooth decay. Don't I know it? I have a son who needs to see a dentist badly. We do not have this, but a water pick as well. I routinely use floss. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. October 13th. New Coke and Betamax tried to explain it to Blu-ray in the clearest possible terms. Oh no. I mentioned a format war. And we've got 8 comments. It shouldn't have been Blu-ray. It should have been HD DVD. That's probably true. It's my understanding that Blu-ray won the fight. Yes, it should. Okay, it should be HD DVD. Oh yeah, and HD DVD is brown. The boxes were like a weird brown. Yeah, I think my idea was just that a format that made it couldn't understand from obsolete formats like what had happened to them. All right. Just ruined by the ignorance of the facts. Oh yeah, I still don't know that Blu-ray won the format war. Damn it. No, the idea was a successful format doesn't understand not being successful. So Blu-ray makes much like Laserdisc, Betamax, the mini disc will probably fall. Yes, okay. Ripped on this comic before. Okay, I've ripped on this comic before. Man, I don't post comics for people to rip on. Laserdisc didn't fail because they were too expensive. They failed because DVDs came along. Sounds like people missed the boat. The object of debate isn't whether or not Blu-ray or any other objects mentioned is too expensive. It is, however, whether the now defunct product was Blu-ray or the loser of the fight each. No. Nuko explained it. No. No. Okay. Well, anyhow, yeah, the joke was trying to explain it to a format that didn't fail, why nobody uses them. That's so funny. It's amazing. People have such like weird format war opinions. It's so funny. 8 comments. Now that's engagement. It's not ripping on you. It's engagement. October 15th, 2009. Yeah, it's meta. That's so funny. There was more to it than just sticking to stuff. All right. The key to any relationship. Let's just stick to, can you say laws. All right. October 20th. Fast food tacos were like a bacterial lottery in which the winners merely in which the winners were merely the survivors. Nice. Actually, fast food tacos aren't as deadly as real tacos. Okay. October 22nd, 2009. Their combined springtime freshness and tropical breezes just smelled weird. Agree so much. All right. October 27th. Travel mug envy led to strange and desperate uses for plastic wrap. I think this one must have gone out late because nobody saw it. 29. Being the last whole donut was twice as depressing, but only half as unattractive. All right. That's my favorite comment. November. So we'll finish up November. November 3rd. Fruit magnets could barely hold paper on a refrigerator together, let alone a family. Okay. Hold the family together. Oh, that's right. I think that the joke was the notes. We need to talk. Mom. What is it? Razor blades, rat poison, and duct tape. Anyhow, November 5th, 2009. Even simulated mayonnaise was a better name than sandwich spread. It's salad dressing. November 10th, there was nothing glamorous about being a kettle. All right, and November 12th, the suction cup failure was the only thing bringing them closer together. Oh yeah, I wonder if like some motion lines or something. So it was supposed to be the idea that sometimes when the suction cups give way, they just kind of like they don't completely fail, but things just slide down the surface, hang in tight. So when they fail, they become closer to one another. Of course, the soap may be slippery about the whole thing. Oh, I've actually seen these before. And November 17th, his one slice at a time approach was proving rather arduous. Too boring. Need to spice it up. And November 19th. Oh, here we go. This is another one I did a panel of. I did like a wood panel painting of this one. This was the last thing he expected tossed salad to be. Boom. Let's see. So I don't think anybody got my... almost tossed my cookies. Toss salad, scrambled eggs. A salad is healthiest. Never take off the prep. Ah ha ha ha. Life is full of little bumps. I wonder if she got it. I wonder if she got what was my weird reference. Okay, November 24th. The only single only a single piece of tape stood between him and leaning. Nice. Yeah, so one piece of tape and you have a cardboard box. It takes so little to be useful. Good thought. And 26th. It was only after the fourth scoop that she realized she was overreaching. Story of my life. And December 1st. Oof. False teeth. She wondered why no one ever complimented her on her smile. Because it's above her eyes. There we go. Thank you, Plods with trademark. All right. Okay, so we'll pick it up on December. See if we actually hit any cartoons. Oh yes, yum. The kettle is definitely sticker material. Oh yeah, the Homer donut comment. Yeah, it's so funny. You just gotta complain about a technology, and you get people freaking out. It's really funny too. I can see why people like if it does actually like generate revenue. I can see why people would drop crazy troll bombs into comment sections, because you can so easily get people just flipping out on you for no reason, just because they want to tell you that HD DVD was in fact a format. I think it just lost because they chose that ugly brown color for the plastic on the cases instead of the blue of Blu-ray. I can't believe Blu-ray is still, that's it. Like there's ultra, but there's like ultra high def Blu-ray. That's it. Like that's the format. It's so strange. Oh, okay. So we're just writing actually. So let me push this out of the way so I am not tempted to keep drawing. Oh, look at this. Come on. There we go. So the flickering has stopped. I don't know what's going on. I think I need a restart. Okay. So yeah, the I think Yum nailed this a little earlier. Hey dude, how's it going? Comic outrage grifter era incoming. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop into the comments section and insult Blu-ray, the Blu-ray as a format, and see how people respond. Yeah, I think Yum nailed it. Or no, unknown. I think it was Unknown Girl with the sorry, it's back up here somewhere. The where'd it go? Yeah, these comments are hard to scroll. Oh yeah, Unknown Girl, it was. Wondered where their connection went. Thank you. Yeah, do I need to say wireless to make sure that, because there's obviously I didn't draw a wire on the mouse, but or maybe just name it the wire, or just call it the wireless mouse. Their connection had gone, or what had happened. Wondered what happened to their connection. Where their connection had gone, or what had happened to their connection. What sounds more like a relationship? Wondered where their might help. Their connection had gone, or what had happened to their connection. I think where their connection, because gone sounds more like romance. Yeah, Unknown Girl, that was perfect. Where their connection had gone. Yeah, what had happened? What had happened sounds good. Yeah. Wondered what had happened. Oh yeah, because gone. Yeah, that's true. Had wondered what had happened to their. Spelling errors. Okay. The wireless mouse wondered what had happened. I'll have to make it 2 lines here. No. Had wondered what had happened. The wireless mouse wondered what had happened to their connection. Hey dude, you missed a busy comment section. And people's anger over me not knowing that HD DVD is not a legitimate format anymore. But that's the format though that or I don't think it was the actual format, but that's what Xbox 360 supported, right? Like I think they had a peripheral early on that supported HD DVD. So Microsoft went with HD DVD and Sony went with Blu-ray. That was a weird time. Only incorrectly drawn tech from now on. Yes, Yum has to enforce a poorly drawn technology. Okay, so the wireless mouse wondered what had happened to their connection. Okay, I think that works. Let's see if I can get to the other graphic. There we go. Yeah, I have like Smokey and the Bandit. I have like some hysterical HD DVDs. I think though you can, there's a few like older players and they built drivers so that you can still play them on certain players. And I still have my actually I don't know what the interface is though, but I still have my that external HD DVD drive from the Xbox. So I wonder if you can connect that to a PC, because I think it's just a USB connection. So, oh no, I think you can. I think that's the thing that I read about, is that somebody, one of the third party players for external drives supported the Microsoft HD DVD drive. Yeah, but I have some. I got it was I think like one of the music places was clearing them out. Like once the format war was kind of resolving, they had $5 HD DVDs, and I have like a really weird selection of movies. Yeah, I forget. But it's like very weird and eclectic. But I do remember Smokey and the Bandit is one of them. So why would that be like one of the first choices? Like, we got to prove our new format. We got to show them what it's capable of. Smokey and the Bandit has got to be there. Oh yeah, I've got a cardboard box in storage of VHS, but I don't own. Oh no, I think it's in that same storage. I think I have an old Sony VHS player, but I don't have anything now. Like, I don't have anything in Japan. I can't play VHS in Japan because it was, my daughter was all DVDs and she didn't get any VHS. You can still buy like a lot of the used, like what they call recycle shops, or the used bookstores and stuff, have both Laserdiscs and VHS in Japan, and you can still buy used. Well, they're still, they're not sold out. They're still you can buy a VHS player from an electronics store. They're crazy expensive, and they're that weird mystery brand. Like, I think it was Philips or whatever. There was one company that maybe 5 years ago produced the last VHS player, but they still, exist in like stock in some places. But I think they're really crazy prices now. They're really weirdly priced. So like back to the old days when they were brand new units. But yeah, they were for a while. Wasn't the end of VHS like right before DVD kind of completely? Weren't there like $20 VHS players? There used to be like really, or maybe I'm thinking of DVD, but yeah, players got really cheap for a minute there. Okay, so yeah, passive. I like the passive aggressive note. Yum, I think I mentioned that. I think that's very funny. Oh yeah, the Disney collection on VHS. Before things went back into the vault, got to get your what is it, Song of the South or whatever on VHS back out. That's right. They had those big white clamshell cases, almost like a rental, like a video rental style. That's crazy. Oh yeah, that's a really cool idea. Yeah, especially the art. Yeah, that's a lost art, is the box, because there was the, movie poster designs at the theater to get you to buy a ticket to go into something, but then at the rental shop, yeah, the VHS covers had to do it a little bit different, yeah, in a little bit different way, to try to just make you think, what is this about? Yeah, like when some of the YouTube channels that talk about VHS and stuff, when they show the box and they read the descriptions on the box and stuff, and show the stills that sometimes aren't even from the movie. That's a totally lost aesthetic. All right, passive aggressive note. So something about. So I got to be careful about. Oh, sorry. Or the human interaction. Sorry. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's great. That it's all still around. Uh, yeah, I gave up when I moved. When I left Los Angeles, I gave up all of my tapes of tapes. So it was probably a mistake too, because there were probably like a lot of my old Mystery Science Theater taped off of Comedy Central or whatever. Like I gave up a lot of those tapes of tapes because I figured those would be the ones that would degrade. It's probably not true though, but my thinking was that the professionally mastered ones would probably last longer or do better in storage, but that might not be the case. But a lot of the stuff that was just like tapes of laser discs or tapes of second generation VHS, I just let go. And actually, yeah, some of the neighbors at the apartment complex, yeah, I just dumped the a box of VHS by the dumpster, and I saw someone make off with it that lived in the building, so someone could enjoy all of my hours of taping whatever stupid TV shows I was taping. All right. So the note, like either complaining about, oh, should it be a lactose intolerant joke, intolerance joke? Um, mm, yeah, I don't know. Nice. Oh, that's true, Yum. Yeah. That's the one thing. I even noticed that with like old video games. Is I want like a CRT monitor to um for the video signal for some of the old video games, because when you put them on the LCD or the newer monitors, yeah, it looks, there's some stuff that looks weird, and some of the refresh rates and stuff are strange. So it'd be cool to see, because if you're using original hardware, yeah, having the tube monitor would be much nicer. Yeah, there's a I think there's a kind of a run on those old Sony, the studio monitors, those ones that have those like almost handles on the side that are in that frame that you could stack for like video production and stuff. I think those are still like the last high quality CRT monitors ever made. So people are looking for those, and I think that because they have like really good inputs, they have the separate color channel input and stuff for for not, is it CMYK? Is it yeah, maybe it is. No, that's only for printing. What's the what are the colors that aren't RGB? It's not CMYK. That's printing. What's the other? What were those called? Remember how it's like red, blue, green, yellow. Is it not yellow plugs? So RGB and uh, so there is, yeah, this one. Oh, I'm getting only the Japanese word. Oh no, RGB HV. Huh? What? Composite component. Yeah, component video is what I'm thinking of. Component video. What is that? So yeah, it was the red, blue, and green component video. So those monitors have component video in as well. God, I'm starting to forget more than. Yeah, so that's a. It can do HD, so up to 1080p, and it separates the signal into the. Yeah, that's right. That was our first HD connection, because we had S video, which I don't know if it was HD, and then yeah, so HDMI is a better choice because it supports 3D and surround and all that stuff. But it is HD video. Yeah, so that's why those monitors are so desirable, because they're the last of the HD component compatible yeah, CRTs. HD CRTs. Anyhow, back to the writing. My God. Yeah, it's funny how big. Oh, and I think that there was a lawsuit. I think that I don't know what that was based on, but larger than 32-inch CRTs were like crazy dangerous because they're super front heavy, and when they don't build tube televisions as like furniture, so they sit on the floor, you put them up into your like little media center or whatever those are called. What was that shelf with, I guess, that you put the TV in the middle? They were super front heavy, so they could tip forward really easy. So they had to like they always had straps, like you had to strap it to the wall and things, or strap it to the furniture to keep it from tipping, because the heaviest part of the TV was like right in the front, so you could easily flip. And those more than 32 inches weighed, way too much, weighed like over 100 pounds. So you don't want that crashing down on your infant's head as they're like, you know, trying to slap an episode of Blue's Clues on the television. All right. Yeah, to pick those up, yeah, multiple people had to pick up those giant CRT TVs. Yeah, because you couldn't carry it. Because even I remember I had like the biggest one I think I ever had was the 27-inch, that standard kind of Sony Trinitron, and or whatever those were called. And yeah, you had to like put the front of the TV against your chest just to pick it up by yourself, because if you picked it up any other angle, it was so lopsided, it was so front heavy that it was really hard to carry. I remember that. All right. So, so something about, hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, wow. Wow, an original Nintendo. That would be great. Yeah, the I bought a used Famicom with the family computer is what it was called in Japan, and it still has those the screw, like the little U connectors, and that you screw into the VHS whatever terminal or whatever on your television. That is super old school. Yeah, because there weren't even those plugs with the center wire in them yet. It was all the same thing, the same way you hooked up an antenna to a television back then. All right. Hmm. Nice. Yeah, right. You still have to blow into it. Mm. Yeah, I was just talking about American football and sports in general on television earlier, and how much of that is like moved over to cable. So I guess there's like apps and stuff you can get subscriptions, like streaming services that do sports. But I remember back in the day, everyone had like a little black and white like portable television, like you worked in a booth in a parking lot, or any job where you just kind of like security guard or whatever, you just kind of sitting on your ass. You always had a little portable TV, and it was always playing sports. Always the game was always on, and that just doesn't exist anymore because you can't get anything over the air for free. And I guess it's like digital signals now, but I think all sports fled to pay cable channels, basic cable at least. So that's really it's really messed up how that era is totally over. All right, so oh, sorry, something about the coffee not getting cream. Mm. Yeah, and even the sound of the like the static and the tracking problems on VHS, like the that weird fuzz sound that would come over the speakers. That's very nostalgic too. All right. Maybe mentioned or seemed to be was motivated. Okay, so let's see if this was motivated by lactose. Can I spell that? Tolerance. So if you're not taking into account that somebody wrote the note, so just the note itself was motivated by lactose intolerance. 2 lines for this too. Maybe that'll look better. Yeah, that probably looks better visually. The passive aggressive note was motivated by lactose intolerance. Is that how you spell lactose? Let's find out. Not that Adobe is going to know. Yes, that is the correct spelling of lactose. All right. Oh yeah, yum. Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, that's right. Or the dot, like you turn the I think that they improved that, they fixed that. And maybe that was like black and whites or something, but that glowing dot in the middle, like you turn off the TV and for a while there's the little center dot that fades away in the middle. I hope I'm not really dating myself by that, but that might be only old black and white tube TVs. Uh, all right. And before the era of infomercials, like there'd be like the late night movies and things, but the television stations would go off the air, so you would fall asleep, fall asleep to some late movie or something, and then you get that weird sign off, like they'd play the national anthem, and have some video of eagles and mountains, and then it would literally just go to static, like the stations would sign off, and then so there'd be that test pattern sound, that beep from the test pattern, that sustained beep, and then the graphic, and then it would go to static. Yeah, so some movies like Poltergeist must not make any sense to the generation of kids, that when you unplugged a video source, it just, the screen goes blue. Like, when something turns off or something goes up, there's no static anymore. It's just a blue screen. So they must not understand what all that stuff is on the television. Yeah, there's a lot that's been lost. So I like the note motivated. It's pretty funny. The passive aggressive note was motivated by lactose intolerance. All right, whatever. Okay, that's gonna do it. Oh yeah, infomercial. Yeah, Yum is from the infomercials. You just like the Girls Gone Wild titillation and Vegematic. No, that's not even, that's not an infomercial. But it's probably the George Foreman grill was your was your